Hi, my name is Peggy Carr, and my husband Chris and I and our son Ryan have been attending Crossroads for approximately 12 years. For the past year, I hadn't been feeling well. I had a variety of symptoms that didn't seem to be related. They would come and go, and I just overlooked them. But it all changed for me the day after July the 4th of this year. I woke up and I was very nauseous, not feeling well, and couldn't go to work. So I made the decision to go to the Swickley ER. The doctor took all my various symptoms and he suggested a CT scan. He immediately came back into my waiting room and said, "Well, you weren't imagining any of those symptoms. You're not a hypochondriac. You have a very large tumor on the upper left side of your brain, which is pressing on your brainstem and probably causing all those symptoms."
We were at Allegheny General Hospital, July 6th, and we had just gone from a 4th of July picnic to facing brain surgery in about 18 hours, and this was just a total shock to us, too much that I could handle, and I immediately turned it over to God. And once that was done, I just had some relief, and the worry was gone, and the stress was off us. Not that we didn't worry at all, but we could live and deal with the situation. The situation was that the brain tumor was pressing on our brainstem, and that was the source of all of the symptoms, and it had to come out.
I immediately felt overwhelmed by the upcoming surgery. And I knew that this was one time that I would have to walk in faith and trust my Lord with all my heart to get through it. Chris and I started calling many people to be our prayer warriors. So by the time the surgery happened, I really felt loved, just blanketed by this love. I could feel it.
It's now 7 a.m., July 13th at Allegheny General in the surgical wing. And Peggy has just left us for her surgery. And with me is my son Ryan and Peggy's sister Linda. But at about 2 o'clock, and this was about 7 hours later, we were called back to the surgical waiting room to meet with Dr. Oliver Smith to get a reading on how the surgery went. And he arrived and he was elated. He was elated, he was smiling, and he was telling us how well this surgery went. And he says, "This is going so well, we're going to finish the job, we're going to remove the entire tumor," which they did. And at that point, I was elated, and I knew God had answered our prayers. And not only had he answered them, but he had exceeded what we were asking for.
My recovery was tough, I have to say. But during that time, during that stillness and that quietness, I heard and felt God's presence. It overwhelmed me. At my 6-week checkup, I had another CT scan done, and there were no signs of any tumor. I really feel that I could not have gotten through this without God in my life. He was there every step of the way, and every day he was with me.